guys, I'm back, and I originally filmed a video before this, and I was gonna like talk about like some weird shit, but then like for some reason, like you guys know me, I have like speech issues, so like I just was not like speaking coherently, and like just listening to myself like just speak was like so embarrassing. Like I was getting nothing out of that mouth of mine. So um I'm just gonna scrap that video and just make another video. And I feel like this one's just gonna be a little bit more, I don't know, like not, oh wait, did I do this wrong? Maybe it's over and then here. But this one's gonna be, I don't know if it's gonna get like super personal. But I'm gonna I'm just gonna crochet and then just do a little bit of talking, you know? I haven't done that in a while, and just kind of felt like talking. What was I talking about in the other video, I wonder? Uh like my obsession and stuff. But like, I don't know. When I was younger, I was like super obsessive. Like art was that thing that like was on my mind like 24/7, and I like did it for such a long time that like the majority of my childhood, I really don't remember much except like the artwork that I made, and like that's pretty much it. I really don't remember anything else, to be honest with you. Like I remember not being so like super social and shit, but like that's just, because I didn't know how to speak English. So I mean, I did know, but I just chose not to speak. Like I think for like, so like I moved in the 5th grade, right? And like for some reason I like pulled up to school and like decided not to speak for like a week. Like I don't, it was like a, I think it was like a conscious decision, or I don't know. Like I did it just because I knew I could, and so I didn't speak for like a week, and then like, and then I would start like, speaking a little bit more, and then I would like, obviously like start getting out of my shell. But then there would be like times where I would just like not speak for like a really fucking long time, and I would just like do it over and over again. And like apparently I was like a really fucking weird kid. Like the funny thing is that I don't remember like my weirdness that much because I've always been like kind of not quirky, but just fucking odd. Just a little weird. I've like toned it down as I've gotten older. I don't know why it's like curving like this. Just get rid of that. Why is it curving? Um, what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah. And I don't know why I made that conscious decision. I just did it, and like nobody ever really questioned me about it, which I'm kind of happy about because um then I'll have to explain my weird self, and I feel like explaining it would make me seem more of a jackass, And like in class, I would always like act out and shit like that, and I would always like laugh at the dumbest shit. Like I remember sitting next to this really bad kid. Like the teacher put him next to me because she assumed that I would be like a really, because she assumed that I was a good kid simply because I didn't speak, and so she sat me with him because he was like bad as fuck, but he was funny. That's usually the trade off. Like he's funny as fuck, but like he was a shit fucking kid. Well, anyways, so we sat next to each other, and at first it was kind of weird because I don't know, I was just like a fucking loner, and he was just like someone who likes to talk and shit. So it was kind of awkward. But then like for some reason we both of us had the same sense of humor, like the really immature humor. So every time something like goofy would happen, we just start like busting out laughing, and we would like be the only motherfuckers in that classroom laughing. And like it was like I don't remember if it was embarrassing for me or not, but like I remember like one of my classmates being like, "Yeah, I don't think the teacher likes you that much." And I was like, "What do you mean?" She was just like, "Yeah, I don't think like that teacher likes you. Like she's always like kind of mad at you." I'm like, "Oh, I thought we were on good terms." Like I legit thought me and that teacher were on good terms because I don't know, like I always thought that we were okay until like people started putting out like I would always get on her nerves and shit like that, and I like never really like comprehended that I was like a like I was like getting on her nerves. I guess like most of the teachers previously like tolerated me, and like during in like 5th grade we also had to like swap teachers for like certain subjects. So my primary teacher would teach us like like this like the basics. but like math and shit. But then we would have to like trade teachers for like science or like writing. So I would get another teacher for writing, and then I would get another teacher for science or something like that, you know? And my science teacher in 5th grade, that bitch fucking hated me, bro. Like I would always be in the, she would always put me in the fucking front row too. And like I would say the most out of pocket shit, and she would get so goddamn mad at me, and I just did not know why. um, but whatever. I mean, I'm not too pressed about it because good thing she wasn't my main teacher. Otherwise, I don't know how it would turn out. I think I would have like became like a whole fucking menace, but whatever, right? So yeah, I mean, 5th grade was kind of weird. And then apparently, like back in the day, I was like, not back in the day, in like 5th grade, I would like people would try to be friends with me, but I was just so fucking socially awkward that I would just like stare at them or just like, I think I like hissed at them. Not hiss, but like this one girl told me that like, okay, I like we this girl, me and her like became acquaintances or like not really friends because we didn't hang out outside of school, but like we started talking more like when we were like in junior high or like high school. So we were definitely chill then. So when she was like retelling me about this, I was like, I do not remember any of that. But anyways, this girl, she was like, yeah, I tried to be friends with you back in like 5th grade, but like you would always like hiss at me or like yell black magic and then run away from me. And like when I think about it, I don't remember any of that. Like I feel like she either made that up or was just thinking of someone else because I honest to God don't think that's me, but like I feel like if I like talk to my other classmates, they would corroborate that story. They would be like, "Yeah, you were weird. Like you just were not mentally stable." And I would have been like, golly gee, man, fuck, I didn't know I was that fucking weird. Like I obviously I knew I was weird, right? But like I didn't know I was that fucking weird. Like looking back at it, I'm like, what the fuck was I doing? You know? And like I don't remember much of 5th grade, I'll be honest with you, but I just remember being like a really weird kid and just not talking much. And when I did, I would always say the most out of pocket shit. So I don't really know. I was known as the fucking art kid in my class too, which wasn't really helpful to my like weirdness because I was always fucking drawing anime. And like there was this game, I don't know if you guys know what it is because it's kind of low key, but it's called Mini Battle and I was like obsessed with it as a kid. I don't know why I was, but I just was. And like and I would always draw my fucking avatar. It was so weird. I don't know. Sorry, I'm like making a bag and I'm like making sure the strap is long enough. But like I don't want to make it too long because the bag is already long itself, you know? So we'll see. I think this should be good enough. Yeah, I think this should be good enough. Let me see, because this is how big the bag is. It's like a proper size bag. So I'm gonna make sure the strap is good. Hold on. Can I even put my arm through that? Okay, I think I'm gonna make it just a little bit longer. I'm kind of scared of making it too long though, you know? But anyways, um, and like I was even weirder in 4th grade because that was before I moved. So I was a lot more comfortable with like my friends and stuff like that. And like I had a weird group of friends. I guess you would call us like the weird fucking emo kids. We would just kind of do our own thing. And like I just remember like being on the fucking playground and just like pretending we were like fucking wizards or something. I actually don't remember. I don't quote me on that, but we were weird. We were like doing weird shit. I can't remember. I wish I could like retell the stories, but like my memory is so shit. I don't remember anything like super specifically until uh, like I don't know, like until now. Like I don't even remember last year that well either, so I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, 4th grade I was super weird. 3rd grade, Was I weird? I was weird. Yeah, I recall I was weird. Um, second grade, I was a really fucking bad kid. Like I would get detentions, not detentions. I don't know what they were, but it wasn't like detention. I don't think. But it was just because I was a really bad kid and I was like acting up for some reason. Like first grade, I was fine. Kindergarten, I was fine but for some reason, second grade, I just was not on my best behavior, and I just don't know why. And I put my parents through so much shit for being such a bad kid. Like they did not speak any English back then. Like my parents' English are like is like fine now. They like obviously understand like really basic English. But like back then, bro, like you could talk to them and they would just nod, but they would not know what the fuck you were talking about. And like that's basically what would happen then when they would call my parents in to like speak to them about like my behavior and shit, because like I was like scratching kids over like fucking markers and shit. I was like fighting kids and shit like that. I don't know why I was doing all that. But I was, and I got written up so much that honest to God, like it just pissed me off. And like it pissed me off so bad that like I didn't want to come to school, and I was like stealing shit. It was weird. Um and then like I had to eat with the teacher because like I was such a fucking loner. Like I think everybody was like either like super afraid of me or something like that. And so I had to eat with the teacher a lot. But like my second grade teacher was super fucking cool actually. Like she was cool, but like obviously she had to be like the tough teacher and like write me up and shit. But like she was always super like nice to me and shit. So that was really cool. Um, and then I already talked about fourth grade. I talked about fifth grade. What about sixth grade? Sixth grade. Yeah, I was weird too. Yeah, I was weird too. We had in our school or like in our district, we had like a thing where like the sixth graders got their own school. And so we got our own school, and it was just a school full of fucking sixth graders, right? And we were all divided up into like teams and shit. So there was like four different teams, and I was like on this like I don't know. But yeah, I was super weird back then too. Like I think sixth grade was when I was like the weirdest. Because at that point I think I just kind of like gave up on that like weird persona. No, I didn't give up on it. I just was able to amplify it and like be confident about it, you know? Like I was like just doing the most out of pocket shit for no reason, and I just don't know. Like I kind of miss that about me. Like I used to say whatever I wanted, just kind of joke about everything, and just was super like outgoing and just weird for no reason. And I was probably annoying as fuck, and I've heard people say that they find me super annoying, but that's like I'd rather be called annoying than like a rapist, you know, or like a serial killer, or like a fucking like I don't know, like a baby beater. Like I would rather be called annoying. Like annoying is just how some people are, you know. It's not like it's going to ruin their reputation for being annoying. But, you know, you could probably get like I don't know, jail time for being a baby beater. I don't know. Well, anyways. Um what the fuck was I talking about? Oh yeah, but yeah, sixth grade, I was like at my weirdest stage, but like I had so much fun. Like I had so many friends. Well, not so many friends, but I had enough weird friends around me to validate my actions that like it felt nice. Um, and then like I can't even tell you like the specific events because I honest to God, like I said, I don't remember any of it. I just know that like I was just weird. I wrote a lot of fan fiction back then too. Like I was really into like One Direction at that time, so you know what I was going through. Or was it One Direction? It was either One Direction or Homestuck. I can't remember, but and then once I hit seventh grade, I definitely knew I was into One Direction. Seventh grade, from seventh, eighth, and ninth grade, our district, yeah, I said ninth, freshmen. Okay, so seven, eight, nine were put into junior high, and I think seventh grade was probably the worst year for me. I don't know what it was. I got put on antidepressants. I went to therapy, stopped going to therapy, stopped taking antidepressants, got even more depressed. You know the vibes. No, you don't. And it was like, honest to God, the worst year of my life. I don't know why. Like, I can't remember why it was the worst year. Like, I had friends, and I was like super, like, I don't know, like, I was fine, but like, I don't know why I was like so. Yeah, and around that time my grades were like super shit. Like usually my grades are like A minus to B, B rarely actually. Usually an A kid. So having like B's and C's was like crazy for my parents, and they were like, "Yeah, I've got to get checked up." And then yeah, I got off the meds because my mom said something about me not needing them, and I was like, "Okay." And so I got off the meds. Maybe I should have stayed on it, but whatever. Them's the past. And then eighth grade. What the fuck was eighth grade? Eighth grade's like such like a nonchalant year for me that I just don't remember. What the fuck was I doing in eighth grade? I don't know. Well, anyways, ninth grade rolls along, and I actually don't remember ninth grade. Is that weird? Hmm. Yeah, so I don't remember ninth grade. I think I might if I like look back at pictures, but I just don't remember it at the top of my head. Like I eighth and ninth grade, it just like blurs to me because like I don't remember. Let me think. Yeah, dude, don't remember. I'll have to get back to you guys on that. Um, and then 10th grade, that's when we transferred over to the high school. So 10th, 11th, and 12th grade were in high school. And by the time I got to like high school, they had like changed like some of the stuff about the district. So the ninth graders were able to go to the high school, and then I think the junior highs had like sixth, seventh, and eighth. So that's like normal now. And then the middle school that we went to like shut down after like 2 years of operation. That's crazy, but whatever. Um, oh my god, I remember sixth grade. There was so much drama. Like our fucking like choir teacher was like a fucking pedophile. I think he no, he was a pedophile. I think he got like arrested or something for pedophilia at like previous school. Actually, this is alleged. Allegedly, he got arrested at like a previous school, and then we just didn't know about it. But like, kids can pick up on that creepy vibe pretty fast. And there were just like rumors about him, but like it wasn't true. Obviously, it was just kids being kids. But then it turns out it was true. Allegedly, he was like Snapchatting with like the boys in his choir class, and he would like every time he would have lessons with the boys, he would always lock the room, but with the girls, he wouldn't do that. Allegedly, allegedly, this is all alleged. I don't know if it's true, but that's what I heard, and that's what I'm saying. But I don't know if it's true. It could be libel. I don't fucking know. But yeah, um, it's really weird stuff. I don't know. And this was around the time that fucking blue blue and gold dress, whatever the fuck was going around. Like, oh, I see gold and white, or like I see black and blue. That fucking dress. Um, was going around, so it was weird. It was school was a buzzing. It was buzzing, I tell you. But yeah. Um, what else? Oh yeah, back to seventh grade. Yeah, seventh grade was fucking hell. Eighth and ninth grade, can't remember. 10th grade. Yeah, I was annoying in 10th grade. I remember I was. 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. No, 10th and 11th, I was obnoxious as a motherfucker, but that's whatever. Um, yeah, 11th grade was when I like kind of like took back that like really like confident and like annoying persona at school. I would like be really like nonchalant and like I don't know, I was a lot more confident and I talked a lot more and like I was just a lot more outgoing and I just kind of like I don't know, I liked myself in 11th grade. I was like pretty weird and pretty yeah, I liked it. And just kind of minding my own business. Uh but like I think from 10th to 11th grade I took Japanese and oh my god, bro. I was a menace to those fucking senseis. Like I'm surprised they even like want to even talk to me like when I was so like I only took it because like in my school we only had to take 2 years of a language and you best know I'm not gonna fucking do anything for more than what's required of me. So I only took it for 2 years, but like my senior year, Like my senseis hit me up again and was like, we would love you to like make art for us again for like the postcard competition or whatever. And I was like, oh, sick, for real? And I did that. And like, yeah, they're cool as fuck. Like I was annoying as shit in their classes. Like I talked so fucking much and I was just like dick around in their classes for no apparent reason. And I would cuss and shit and like I don't know. I wasn't bad, but I was just super obnoxious in the class. I can look back at it and think, yeah, I was fucking annoying, dude. And like I wasn't even the best kid in that class either, so that does not excuse my actions. Like I feel like if you're smart, but you can like dick off and shit, like I feel like that's a valid like whatever, right? Because at least you're learning something, but I was not learning shit. I was like one of the worst kids in that damn fucking class. Well, anyways, I still pass with like A's and shit. I just don't know how, but you know, whatever. Sensei was cool. Um, 10th grade. What happened in 10th grade? Jeez Louise, I cannot remember. I just remember 11th grade being pretty chill. The fuck? Oh, I think like 11th grade, I like went through like it's not a white girl phase, but I hung out with a lot of white people, and that really changed my perspective on life. Like once you surround yourself with white people for like an extended period of time, like it really kind of like changes you. Like it either changes you to be a worse person, or really kind of makes you like reevaluate your life. Like I have nothing against white people. Like I've had white people as my friends, and obviously I'm chill with them. But like I just can't have them like too involved in my life because like it really changes me. And I don't know if it's for the good or worse, but yeah. I don't really associate with oh, that's gonna sound really weird. Like I don't like purposely like look at white people and be like, oh, I hate you. Like I obviously like treat white people the same as I treat like other races, you know, but like I just don't have a lot of white people in my life. Like I used to, but then I just kind of didn't want them anymore. Or just didn't or just wasn't feeling them. You thought I was feeling you? The motherfucker munch. Anyways. Um well yeah, that really changed me. I had like a big epiphany and ever since then I've just been kind of doing my own thing. Um because I don't know, like if you've ever hung out with white people and you're like a minority, like you know what I'm talking about. Like it just feels like you're tokenized and it just feels like even though you're like part of the group, like quote unquote part of the group, you're actually not fucking part of the group. If that makes any sense. Why is this so weird? But anyways, yeah, like when you're a minority and you hang out with like like a fully white group, like it really like kind of like reevaluates like how you interact with other people because they don't really see you as like I don't know. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like it's not like they're dehumanizing me. They never really said anything like outwardly like demeaning, but like they've like just talking to them, you just feel like, you know, in their eyes you're not really they're you're not like on their caliber if that makes any sense. Why is this so weird? Hold on. Sorry. I'm like doing some math right now and you know me and math, man. That shit don't add up. I don't know. Okay, anyways. I don't know if this is supposed to be a fucking double crochet or what. Is this a single crochet? Don't ask me about the turns, man. I just work here. Anyways. Um, it's kind of weird. But yeah, I was like in that group, I felt like I was the only like I like everything that I did, they would always like not like mock me. I don't know if it was like them mocking me, but they would always like repeat after me and like they would always like kind of copy what I said like in like kind of a demeaning way. I don't really know how to explain it. Like I wish I could explain it better, but like I just don't know how to, you know? I don't know if I'm doing this right. What the fuck? like I like my previous white friends in like middle school and junior high, like they were cool as fuck. But like the second I got into high school, I just kind of realized that like I've spent most of like my like teenage years just like hanging out with fucking white people. Like and like that was just like such a sobering reality for me. I don't know what it was, but like I realized that in high school I really didn't have a lot of Asian friends. Like it was so weird. Like I like came to a realization like in like 11th grade, and like one of my only Asian friends was like a girl that I had like an on and off relation, not on and off like sexually, romantically. It was just you know how friendships can just fall off and come back again. And it was always my fault because I'm like a super like avoidant person when it comes to like relationships. Like once I feel like we're at a good spot, I'm like, "Oh shit. This is too good. Like I got to get out of here." And so yeah. But me and her are still friends now. We're like I call her my best friend, but I don't know if she considers me her best friend or not, but it doesn't matter. Anyways. Um but yeah, I didn't have a lot of Asian friends, and I like every time I would like see like that one group of Asian people, like you guys know what I'm talking about. Like in your school, you have that like that one group of like Asian people that just hang out with each other and like are always talking about like how Asian they are and shit like that. Like I was so jealous of that. Like I was like so jealous. Like it was insane. Like I wished I had that so bad. Like I was like considered like a whitewashed Asian in my school. It was crazy. Like whenever anybody would like talk about me, they'd be like, "Oh, she's whitewashed," and I'm like, I was literally born in Vietnam. Like you guys are bonkers. Like I speak Vietnamese at home and I like eat Vietnamese food. Like you guys are like weird. But looking back at it, it's true. I mean, I was a white girl. I don't really give a fuck. You know, you gotta live, laugh, and learn. You know, or whatever the fuck the saying is. Um, But like yeah, I was always jealous of like that one Asian clique at my school. And like I would always like want to be friends with them, but at the same time, like I low key couldn't bear them because they were low key obnoxious with how like being Asian was their only personality trait. I don't know, that sounds like so salty, but you know, like when like one thing about your identity becomes your whole fucking identity, it's weird. Like gay people who are only gay, or straight people who are only like straight, or like country people who are only country and have no like nuance to them, like it's so annoying. Like you guys you guys need to get it together. Come on now, have some nuance. And then so I basically just ditched that white group and was like, yeah, I'm done with y'all. And for me, it's super easy to like detach from people. Like I don't really miss them at all, actually. Like they were cool to hang out with, but like at the same time, I don't really miss them that much. Like for me, like people like falling out of like relationships and stuff like that don't really like affect me like like super bad. Like I've never really cried over it. I don't really like think back and be like, wow, I regret that so much. I don't really think about relationships like that. Like once a relationship is like severed, I'm like, okay, whatever. Life moves on and I move on with my life. You know, like you like there's nothing else I like want from that relationship, like whatever. And that's probably why I don't have a lot of friends cuz like one, I suck at communicating. Two, I don't really want friends. Three, that's that's actually pretty much it. Horrible communicator and not really a desire for friends. Like, of course, I'm open to like having new connections, you know, but at the same time, I'm not really into that. Like, I don't really want to like go through that fucking talking phase again with like friends and shit. Like, relationships are a whole different thing, but like just having that talking phase as like a friend is so difficult. And like for me now, as like an adult, it's even harder to like create like meaningful connections because I'm just so detached from everything. Like whenever I meet someone new, I just never think about like, oh, I want to like have a prolonged like communication or like prolonged like contact with them, you know? I just meet them and like, okay, cool. Like that's all I need from you, you know? But I kind of wish I was a little bit more like I don't know, like socially active, I guess. But like I just don't really care for people. Like obviously I care, but like I don't care much about like having a relationship with other people. And I don't think people care much about like having a relationship with me either. because I'm not really interesting in that sort of way, you know? I mean, obviously I'm like interesting on camera, but in like real life, I really don't have much to say. And like I don't in real life, I don't really talk about my personal life like that because I don't really do anything from day to day. And like I've been trying to like talk to like my friends more about like my hobbies and stuff and try to like talk to my mom and dad about like what I've been up to. But like I just find it really difficult because I've always been used to just kind of doing things just like independently and not like saying like, oh, I really want to do this, or like, oh, I'm doing this right now to other people because I I I've never really found a need to do that. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I like whenever I talk to other people, they always like talk to me about like what their ambitions are, not ambitions, but what they want to do. Like, oh, I really want to go to this restaurant, or oh, I really want to like get a boyfriend and stuff like that. And like I find that like super interesting how they can be. I feel like for me, that's just so personal, you know. But like for other people, like oversharing is like their thing. You know, like they like to give people like an overabundance of information. But for me, like the more I share, the more I just kind of want to like go back into my fucking house. Like I hate like introducing myself because I really don't know what to say. I'm always like, oh, well, my name is Quinn, and you know, I'm just here to chill. Um, and like you know, like for me, I always take things like super like I don't know, like nonchalantly. Like everything that like happens in my life, I'm just kind of like, oh wow, that just happened. Cool. You know? Like I really don't like like mull over it too much like until like I do, which is like in the future, like when I'm like more, you know, coherent. But like in the moment and like the moment and like the upcoming months and shit, like I don't really think about it that much. Like I only like start like thinking about it like deeply like months after it happens. I'm like, holy shit, that's kind of weird, huh? But that's about the extent of it, you know? And like I don't really like to like talk about like weird things that happen in my life or like stuff like that because shit, what if that shit follows me, you know? And like with my best friend, I only like share like certain things with her too. Like there's obviously things I do want to share with her, but I'm kind of like, oh, she already has a lot on her plate, you know. I don't gotta tell her shit. And you know, and she's very open with me, which I'm really appreciative of because like I'm a pretty closed person. Like most of my friends are super outgoing and super like, you know, talkative and like confident and shit like that. Well, I'm just kind of, I don't know. I communicate more quietly. Um, like most of the time my best friend once told me that like she thought I hated hanging out with her just because I would just not talk that often. Like in our group of friends, like there's like four of us, usually four or five, and like the other three would just talk and I would just kind of sit there and just listen to them. But that's my way of having fun, you know. Like I feel like if I like join in the conversation, I feel like I would kill it because I just don't know how to have that like natural like humor. I just have to because I have to think about it, you know, and I have to like make sure it comes out the right way, and it usually never does. So I just keep quiet, and like my friend assumed that my quietness meant that I hated being there, and yeah, sometimes I felt like that, but most of the time I actually was super happy to be there. But I'd just sit there just kind of staring off, but like I would still listen, obviously, but like it just looked like I was like super uninterested, but like I was like invested in that and whatever the fuck those idiots were talking about, you know? Um, idiots in me a charming way, okay? I'm not saying it as a mean thing. Um, I don't know. I've been trying to like be a little bit more kind to people and try to be a little bit more like respectful and nice because I kind of realized I'm kind of like a dick. Like I don't really ask people how their day is going. I don't really like open doors for people. I don't really like say hi, thank you, or whatever to people. I don't really don't say do any of that unless it's like a service worker that's providing me a service. Like whenever anyone like starts a conversation with me, I'm just kind of like okay, and I just don't like I don't know. I feel like I'm not polite enough. So I've been trying to be a little bit nicer. Like obviously it's not needed for me to be nice, but I feel like it'll just improve my mood if I'm like a little bit like nicer to people, you know? And like be a little bit more like polite and shit like that. Because I don't know, the world needs more nice people, and I don't mind being fake nice. As long as they don't know me, and I never have to meet them again. I'm fine with it. Being nice to a stranger is nice every now and then. Um, did I ever talk about 12th grade? Well, 11th grade, I told you that. I was a whitewashed girl. In the middle of that semester, I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. So I transitioned over to, I don't want to say like just the more alternative crowds because I'm more comfortable around those crowds because they're weird like me and I like hanging out with them. But like a lot of people would always kind of be weirded out at the fact that I would always hang out with like with the emo kids. But like those emo kids were like my friends in elementary school and like I still like talking to them, but like obviously as we grow up, we're gonna have like different interests and we don't have like the same classes and shit like that, so it's hard to keep in connection. But like I still like talking to them, because we grew up on the same shit, so they obviously know where I come from with like my references and shit. Oh, I remember why I didn't have a lot of friends back then either. My dad didn't let me really hang out with anybody. Like my mom would be open to the idea of like a sleepover, but my dad, like I would have to like literally like fight and scream and like threaten to like put a knife to my throat and kill myself to get a sleep. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do any of that. But yeah, I would cry and get mad and shit like that until he would let me go. And like the only times that I would actually be able to go was when like my mom would like tell my dad that like I would be going over to the sleepover just to hang out, and then she would like come and pick me up. And then like as like the night came, like I would be like, "Oh, mom, like I can't come home. Like I'm already here. Like everybody's already tucked in bed and like we're all so comfortable. Like I literally have my pajamas on, my onesie, like everything's on. Like I don't think like if you pick me up right now, it's going to be like it's going to be so like wicked if you did. Like if you pick me up right now, like honest to God, you're going to hell." And so he would just have to let me sleep over because I was already over there, and it's not like he's gonna haul his ass over at like 10 in the fucking 10 at night to come pick my ass up. So yeah, so that's how me and my mom manipulated my dad into letting me have sleepovers at white people houses. And I love those sleepovers, let me tell you, because these were the alternative white people. So I was having the time of my motherfucking life, let me tell you. And I would always be the last one to be picked up too. Why? Because my parents had to work and no one could pick me up. Yeah. But my friends are always super chill about it. Like they would always joke about it too. They're like, "Oh, Quinn's gonna be the fucking last one here, anyways." Funny as shit. Well, anyways, but yeah, the parents were always super cool about it too. And would I always offer to like drive me home, but I would always be like too shy and be like, "No, no, I'll just wait for my mom and dad." And like the white people always had like fucking Cartoon Network. Like we would get to eat white people breakfast, like cereal, like eggs, and like pancakes. Like it was always so fucking wicked just sleeping over at white people houses because like the culture to me is just so strange and like I love it. It's so comforting. Did I do that right? I feel like I didn't do that right. I'm thinking I'm gonna make the strap a little bit thicker. Just one more, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, 11th, 12th grade was when COVID hit. Um, well, COVID actually didn't hit until like, shit, I don't know. Was that in 12th grade? I was. It was like at the end of like 11th grade when COVID hit. So yeah. And then for 12th grade was all online, and I was doing PSEO at the time, which is just being a high schooler, being a senior in high school, and then going to like fucking going to like college classes. So yeah, that's what I was doing. So all my courses were online. I was in a community college, and yeah, and I was just doing my own thing. Um, Yeah, we couldn't go out and shit, obviously, and I just stayed inside the house, just do my own shit. I was really absorbed in my homework. And then this is around that time I like went into that. It was at the end, but same shit. This was around that time that I got like super duper like I don't even know what it was, but I think it was like the beginning of like my like the beginning of like my non-verbalness. Like I would literally like stop talking, and like I lost all motivation, and like I think this was like one of the worst like times that were one of the worst mental states I've ever been in. Like I don't think I've ever like gotten that bad since then. But yeah. And that was like, and I knew it was bad because like I stopped doing school. Like I literally did not complete any of my finals. I literally like stopped doing assignments, and like just the fact of the the fact that I wasn't doing any assignments was fucking killing me, let me tell you, because I'm so used to being like literally like weeks ahead of like everything. Like now that um like I was so used to being like ahead of the class, like always turning my shit in like 2 days early, shit like that. That like not doing my assignments and not turning them in like made my like mental state even worse, because I was like, oh man, I'm a failure. Like I'm not gonna be able to graduate from high school and shit like that. It was weird. But I did end up graduating. Wasn't it wasn't like that fucking serious. I don't know why I made it sound so serious in my head, but when you're a fucking teenager, everything sounds so serious. But yeah, I ended up graduating, but I didn't even go to my graduation, didn't go to my senior prom. I actually didn't go to any prom because I hate school dances. And like, do I regret it? Not really. Like, the only thing I would kind of regret is that, like, what do I regret? I actually don't regret anything really. Like even if I went to that ceremony, I wouldn't have been happy, because I don't like being in like super crowded places and like going up on stage and shit like that. So I'm kind of glad I didn't go. But the only like ceremony that I went to for school was like this like thing where they were like giving out like high honors awards or whatever, and my mom like bribed me to go. And she was like, if you go, I will give you $100. And I was like, wow, that's a lot of money. So yeah, she $100 got me out of the house. So bravo, mother. You played a really good game and you got me out of the house. And that was probably like my first like public outing in like months at that point. Like it was months since I left the house, even talked to anybody, and like my anxiety was like through the roof. Like I literally felt like my like vagina was gonna fall out of my fucking legs and just run away across the street and get ran over by a car. Like that's how anxious I was. Like it was crazy. But obviously I had like I acted normal, but like I just was super duper like scared. And then yeah, and my relationship with my parents at the time was super duper rocky too. Like we were like arguing every other day. Like it's fine now. Like me and them are on pretty good terms, because after Vietnam, bro, they're in a really good mood. I don't know what it is, but they are in a very good mood. So I'm not gonna ruin that. But yeah, 12th grade me, we were beef. I was beefing with my parents like crazy. Um, uh, and what else? And then I pretty much ghosted all of my friends. And when I hit them up again at the beginning of my freshman year in college, like most of them assumed that I like killed myself. Like obviously I know they were joking, but like at the same time, like they don't know how close I was. Like I'm laughing about it now because like looking back at it was like one of those like watershed moments for me where I realized that either I do something about it, or I or like I have to do something about it. Like either I go through with it, or I have to like make a change to my life, and or like just have a move on with my life or whatever the fuck. Like I wasn't even planning on going to college. Like I got accepted to the U, and I didn't even feel excited because like I already knew that like I already knew that like that probably wasn't like I already knew that I probably wasn't gonna be alive for it. So I was like, oh man, like I don't really give a fuck if I'm accepted or not. Even though that was like literally like my dream as a kid. Like my dream was like to get into like a really good college, and like the U was like I don't know, it's alright. Um, but like as a kid, like that's what my mom wanted for me and like her dream for me. So I was like, okay, whatever, I'll do that. And like so that's like I literally like did so much homework back in the day that like I like prioritize it above like everything, like my health and shit like that, my sleep. Like school was like before anything in my life. And like I don't know, like the fact that I got into the U and just didn't feel anything, it's kind of like what was that all for? Like I could have been literally like out there like fucking sucking, drinking, fucking. Like I could have been doing like teenager shit, but instead I was like fucking stuck at home reading fucking textbooks, doing assignments like days, weeks earlier, writing essays in one night. Like what the fuck was I on, bro? And I still do that now. Like it just I don't know, it's easier now. Like I don't really think of it as like, oh, I gotta do this to succeed or whatever. I just do it because I don't know, just do it. But anyways, but yeah. So yeah, at that time I didn't even know if I was like gonna go to college or not. Um, and uh, and like it was literally at the end of summer when I was like, okay, like I haven't killed myself now, so now I gotta do something with my life because I just can't stay in my room like this. So I ended up signing up for like dorms and ended up going through with the applications and stuff. And yeah, and I am here now talking to y'all. And you guys probably know about my freshman year. Freshman year was chill. Was it chill? Yeah, it was pretty chill. Yeah, there's a decent amount. There wasn't like drama that like made me want to like jump off a fucking cliff. But as the summer rolled around, I feel like summer just does something to me that like just makes me want to like just hide away. But this time it wasn't because I was like suicidal. It was because I don't know. I just wanted to stay inside. Like I just at this point I just I don't know. Like I just lost all sense of like socialization. I just did not want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to be left alone to my own vices and just kind of allowed myself to be myself until I had to like go back to school and like act like, like the way that I am now. Because the way that I am at home is like, I don't know, a lot different than how I am outside. So it's difficult like keeping up that like mask every single day without a break. So the summer is like my break to just kind of like be alone and just kind of like have that solitude, and have that alone time and just be myself. Because I feel like if I don't have that downtime, like I think I would have killed myself. I know. Like I'm not even fucking joking with you. Like if I don't have like a decent amount of alone time, like I will literally go like insane. Like I will literally like bash my head against the fucking wall, fight my demons, and then lose and then die. Like it's that bad. So I gotta have that alone time, or else bad things will occur. Um, and I don't know. And around that time, I wasn't speaking much to my parents either. Because when I get in that state, I really don't want to talk to anybody, and like my parents are the last people I want to talk to. Because if you know anything about fucking parents, bro, they are fucking loud, dude. And that's one of my like not triggers, but things that like annoy me, like to the point where like I literally want to scratch my skin off and like peel it and just like rub salt in my wounds just so I can like hear the sizzling of my skin instead of like my parents. Um, because god damn, these Viet parents are fucking loud, dude. Um, like some days I think it's kind of funny, but like other days I'm like it literally pisses me off so fucking badly. Like I like think about like committing like suicide. Like it's weird. I don't know. Why? But like it's not even like joking type of suicide. It's like I'm literally gonna off myself in my closet right now if my dad doesn't turn off that radio. Like that's how like dramatic I am. It's like, girl, you need to get a grip. A grip. But yeah, when I go in like those moments of solitude, that's when I really like focus on like my crafts, such as like cooking, baking, making art, doing random shit. In the summer, I played a lot of Stardew, and that really kind of helped me like just kind of because like in school, I really don't have like time to like myself. Like I do, but like I don't. Like I'm always like kind of alone doing homework and stuff like that. But, like I'm doing homework. Like I'm not having fun. Obviously, I'm fucking doing homework. But in the summer, I'm able to be by myself, which is always a plus. And I get to play video games, which is also a plus. So yeah. Sorry, my lips are like so dry. I don't know what it is. Oh yeah, because I'm talking so much, but whatever. Um, do I? But yeah. But now I'm like I don't know. I'm stable. Like obviously I just came back from Vietnam, so I'm like in like a pretty good mood. But I don't know. I'm like my head is like in the clouds right now. Like I literally cannot like get myself back on track. Like I know I'm gonna get back on track, but it's just I kind of wanted to get it back on track sooner. But the thing is, only the beginning of the semester. Otherwise, I would be fucked. I think this is good for a strap. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it's kind of like one of those things where I don't really like talking about it too much, but like um I know that people kind of do the same shit as me, where they feel the need to kind of just because like for me, being alone isn't like a punishment. It's not like something that I hate. It's like something that I like desire, I crave. Like every time I go outside, it's like I'm having fun, but like I would rather be at home just like chilling, you know? Like I like going outside and hang out with my friends obviously. Like if I didn't, then I wouldn't go out with them, but I do. Um yeah, that works. Okay. Now we're going to change to green. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it to anybody who doesn't feel this way. Like I know that introverts feel this way cuz I'm definition of an introvert, you know? Like I'm literally textbook introvert. And that's not like a flex, it's just a description of who I am. Um and like 1 second. Oh wait. But like when you go outside, like it's obvious that I'm like feeling positive emotions and I'm like having quote unquote fun. But at the same time, like in the back of my mind, I'm always thinking of like how much more fun I would have at home just laying down without my makeup, without being dressed up, without having to like force myself to like talk, you know? Like I'm not like forcing myself, but at the same time I kind of am because like oh shit. I already fucked up on the first. How do you even manage that? Like I like talking with my friends and I like hanging out with them, obviously, but it's like super I don't know. I just kind of like being by myself. I don't know. Just it doesn't make any sense because I like my friends, you know? And I like spending time with them. And I like being around them and shit like that. But like I don't know. It's weird. Anyways. Um but yeah, like solitude for me is not something that like I dislike. It's something that I like really like. Like I think I like it way too fucking much. Like I think I need to like kind of like get out of this like comfort zone of me just being alone and isolated and just like do the shit that I would do in my room like outside. Like obviously I crochet and shit, so like maybe I can sit outside and draw and crochet or like draw obviously too. But I just don't like being outside when I'm like working on my craft because everything is just so personal to me and like I do things at like my own pace. Obviously, I'm a really slow artist. I'm a really slow person when it comes to like making shit. So like I like having that time and not feel and not let me drink some water. Oh my god. And not feel like rushed, you know? Because in my life, I always feel like I'm like being rushed for some reason. I don't know why. Like nothing's rushing me, you know? But it always feels like I'm always like chasing after time instead of like just walking along with it. I'm always feeling like I don't have enough time, like things are just piling up and shit like that. But when I'm like alone, there's no one putting pressure on me to do certain things. I'm always just kind of just doing my own thing and just minding my own business and like it's just so calming not to have that like hectic lifestyle. Like if I could, I would obviously want something like calm, but at the same time I know deep down I like the balance, you know? I like having that like drive, that thing to like make me, like make me passionate about things. Because I feel like if I didn't have like something to like drive me forward, then I would obviously not go forward. Um so I do like having something that I'm like trying to pursue and trying to achieve. Like if you don't have like a goal or like something in mind that you want to reach, then I feel like it doesn't really give your life any like purpose. Like I obviously don't know what the purpose of my life is, but all I know is that like um a little longer. Kind of fucked up on this already. I don't want to finish that. Oh fuck. Because a lot of people are like, oh, like I don't want to like pursue anything and shit like that. And I'm always kind of confused about that because I feel like if I don't have like a pursuit, then like I don't have anything, Like if I don't have the pursuit of like I don't know, like doing good in school or like making better art or like something like that, like I feel like I literally will fall into like the void and just like lose myself because I always feel like I need to like be working on something, Like I can't just sit there and just like I don't know. Like I just don't like the feeling of like wasting time, even though like in this capitalist society, like it makes you feel like wasting time um is like this bad thing, but it's obviously not. But at the same time, for me, I like having time and I like, using my time as effectively as possible, even though I don't really use it to its full potential. I still like attempt to like make the most out of my time. Um, so I like to like experiment with different things. I like to try new things, because you never know when you're gonna get the opportunity to do so, and like you could always start now, and like starting now is better than starting later. And like for me, I always kind of wish that I like started crocheting like earlier, and now that I am, I'm kind of like, damn, like it's just how it is. I think I'm getting like tired. I think like I've literally almost pulled an all nighter. I woke up at like 8 in the morning for classes, and like now it's like 5 in the morning, and like I'm becoming delirious, man. Like that like feeling when your eyes go like a little like lightheaded and yeah, and like if your eyelids become heavy and shit. That's how I'm feeling. But yeah, I think that's all I gotta say for now because I'm getting like super tired, and like I feel like if I went any longer with this conversation, it's not gonna be coherent. But I think I got most of it out. Like I said, not a very serious video. It's just kind of me recapping like uh, mundane parts of my life. And the thing is, like, I really do wish that I can remember more of my life, but I just don't. Like, I can ask my friends and stuff if they remember. Probably not, because they didn't live my life. Like, I cannot remember, like, much of middle school, junior high, high school, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. But I do remember, like, the overall, like, gist of it all. So I can give you guys that. But, yeah. Um, Maybe I'll go like more in depth once I like figure out how everything went. Maybe I could just fabricate something. Maybe I can just lie. I don't know if I'm a good liar, but you never know if you don't try. Okay, I'm just gonna do a couple more. I just don't want the straps to be uneven, but I don't want them to be like too short either, so I'm just not gonna risk that. I should have been counting. I have not been counting. Holy fuck. Okay, I think that's good enough. But yeah, I'm gonna peace out now. Thanks for listening, and